Xavier.
And I'm Logan.
Officer Cooley.
And we're Miss Brackus' riser in class, the Epic Fried Chicken.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Cooley's Corner.
Today we are going to be learning all about Cooley and his life as a police officer.
Let's dive right in. What do you do in your free time?
My free time, most of the time, I'm hanging with my wife. A lot of my time back when I was a little bit younger, I hung out with my son, but now he's 24. He's got his own thing going, so I see him ever so often because he's out of state. I do work out a lot, play basketball. If I watch TV, it's usually a sitcom or something like that. King of Queens, Everybody Hates Chris. I kind of watch the old stuff, Sanford and Son, and I like to watch college sports like basketball and football more than the pros because it seems like it's a little more passionate. Because those guys are like not really getting paid to play sports. They're trying to do their thing.
How long have you been an officer?
Actually, this March 9th, will be my 26th year. I started March 9th, 1998. So it's been a long time, almost half my life. Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job, before I became a police officer, both of my uncles are in law enforcement. They're both retired now, but it was always to protect people that couldn't protect themselves. Don't like bullies. I don't like to see people get taken advantage of. And also, I don't know, I like to help people. And the whole protect and serve of the police, even though it's kind of, it's a little muddy now, but that's always the way I look at the job, protect and serve.
What is your role in the school?
My role in the school, the first thing is to protect the students. I know when I first started here, a lot of people, because you guys didn't have an SRO, you just had Officer Eisenblatter who came over from the high school. They asked me, what was I doing here? And I think a lot of them thought I was here to like harass them or intimidate them. And I quickly told them, I go, first of all, that's not my personality. I don't even do that when I wasn't here at the school. But my first job was to protect the students, make sure you guys are safe, protect the staff, make sure that, the building's safe, that nobody comes in to cause harm. And even when you guys are out going to the bus or walking home, I don't know if you guys see me, a lot of times I'm out front and I used to always be in the back by the buses. It's just to make sure that you guys are safe, and you guys have a good experience. I'm here if you guys need any type of advice, if you just want to talk to me. If you want my opinion, a lot of times if you just want to talk, I'll listen. But if you ask me about something, most definitely I'll tell you. And I just want to make you guys have a good day, day by day, because there's so many things going on in the world. I want you guys to be happy and enjoy being a student, and also being a kid, because it goes fast. So, and you guys got a lot on your plate. So, yeah.
What policies do you have to follow to be our SRO?
Most of my policies are set by the police department because even though I'm in the school, I'm still, number one, a police officer. So everything that I have to follow when I'm not in the school as a police officer, I have to do it when I'm in the school as a police officer. So, my chief, my lieutenants, I have to follow the general orders of the police department. So that's the main thing. And it's a lot more of juvenile orders that I follow because, I'm with kids, juveniles.
Can the school search our lockers or phones?
The administration, yes. Once again, I have a certain set of laws that I have to follow that the administrators don't have to follow because, it's kind of like when you guys are here at the school, they act as your parents. So if they feel like something is going on, they can take it to the level that they need to take it to. But me, I have to, go by the law. I can't just, say, hey, bust open your locker or anything. I have to have probable cause to do those things.
What's the average day like for a police officer?
Well, most of the time, for me, I go to the station, grab my gear, grab my squad car for the day. And then, like I said, in the morning, Most of the time, I watch the crosswalk with the school crossing guards. Make sure that you guys are, getting here safe because some people drive crazy. Make sure that they're um, listening to the crossing guard. Make they're obeying his orders for them to stop so you guys can cross. Um, and then I come into the school, grab my radios, check the doors, say hello to the kids, say hello to the staff, and then each passing period, I come out. I want say hello to you guys. Make sure you guys make it to your next class safe. Make sure that the hallways are not clogged, and you guys aren't blocking people from getting where they need to go. I'm here for all three lunch periods, 6, 7, and 8. And then in between eighth grade lunch and the end of the day, I try to get a bite to eat. um, and a lot of times I'm like watching camera because we have cameras all over the school. And like I said, I'm just making sure that you guys are safe, the kids are safe, the staff is safe, that nobody is trying to get into the school or is in the school that's going to try to cause you guys harm.
Have you ever had a canine with you?
That's one of the things that I've never done. I want to say I was on the force for a number of years before we actually had our first canine. And at that time, that wasn't something I was interested in. And, I've always had a love for dogs because man's best friend and they're just fun. My favorite is Vader and his handler is Officer Rilio. If I would have had a chance, I probably would have, tried to have Vader. But Alex is such a great officer that it's a perfect fit because Vader's a black lab and he's lovable and he's got the coolest name. And whenever I see him, I play the Empire song from Star Wars. So, but no, I never had the opportunity. But it would have been something cool in my career. But I'm loving it here, so I don't know if I'd ever had that opportunity being at the school.
Do you know what it's like for like the day of a police dog?
It's pretty much the same because the police dogs are often seen as officers. They hang out with their handler. Most of the dogs I know, they're on patrol with their handlers all the time. There's some that are on the highway, and then there's some that are actually in town, in the town of Munster. They do have a lot of training. I think they go to training one day a week, where they have to. I think they set up like uh, certain activities from the if they drug dog or a bomb dog or something like that, and they have to pass their training. And they pretty much work, like I said, like police officers. Whatever their handler, whatever schedule their handler is on, that's the same thing. They have a pretty sweet life. Because once again, we all love the dogs.
Have you ever met anyone famous?
Have I ever met anybody famous? Yes. One of the most famous people I've met is President Obama. And this was when he was a senator. And he was coming to town. And he actually, the old Munster still is no longer here. But it's like right by the tracks on 45th Street. But I actually got to meet him. And it was pretty awesome. I also met, I don't know if you guys know Aerosmith, but the guitarist, Joe Perry. I got to meet him in the city. It was pretty cool. And I'm trying to think of anybody else. Those are the two big ones, President Obama and Joe Perry. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
You eat donuts every day.
You know what? No, I don't. But, when people make that joke about police and donuts, I often say who doesn't like donuts because they're delicious, especially Munster donuts. But no, that's not something I do. But, they are very good. So, yes.
What would be your other job if you were not a police officer?
Let's see. If I couldn't be a police officer, it's gonna probably shock some people, but I always wanted to be a fireman because I think the camaraderie that firemen have because they spend 24 on, 48 off, and I just think it would be a cool job. And then a lot of times I'll watch fireman shows. I like Rescue Me was one of the good ones, and then Tacoma FD. Because it seemed like even though they had a serious job, it was like they were just having a good time on their downtime, and they really, cared for each other.
As a kid, did you ever think that you would grow up to be the person you are today?
Yes, actually, I did because I had a very good background. Starting with my mom, and then my grandma, my grandpa. I had my aunties and my uncles, and even my older cousins. Because for the longest time, I was the baby of the family, so it was kind of like they were all making sure that I was doing what I was supposed to do. I really couldn't do anything bad because I had so many eyes on me all the time, and they gave me a lot of good guidance and taught me to be a leader and not a follower. So, and then, like I said, both of my uncles were in law enforcement, and they were like superheroes to me. So, they pretty much kept a close eye on me coming from the south side of Chicago, which can be back then it wasn't as bad as it is now, but back then you could get in a little trouble and it could really derail your future. So, but I have to thank everybody, like I said, everybody I mentioned, on making me the man that I am today.
Thank you for joining us for today's episode.
Join us next month for a discussion about Black History Month and Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.